Lady Fish,
Uh-oh.
right?
Yeah.
How did the name come about, Lady Fish?
Well, let's see. My name was Linda Herring, and my sister gets married, and I started painting in oils when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And she gets married, and her name changed. So I go to Dad, what am I going to do if my name changes one day? I won't be Linda Herring anymore. So he goes, go with my nickname Fish. Dad was a Pisces, and I'm a Pisces.
Okay.
So I've been Fish since I'm 15.
So just Fish, but not Lady Fish.
I was Miss Fish or just Fish.
Okay.
On the motorcycle painting, I was just Fish. That way they didn't know it was a girl.
Wow.
In the biker world. Now, the guys that had me painting their bikes knew I was a girl, but out there, that way it didn't look like I was a girl.
So we're on Chaos on the Set. Episode, what are we on? What episode are we on, Ray? 8? 8 or 9? 8 or 9. We lost count. But we have Lady Fish here. She is a legend, I hear, in the biker industry.
Yeah, since I was 16
Like
years old.
one of the rock stars. Like we have an actual like Hall of Famer in Harley Davidson. Am I correct?
Well, let's see. I'm in the Motorcyclepedia Museum in New York.
There you go.
And Ted thinks I'm the only girl in there. Indian Larry and all the bikers have passed away.
Okay.
And I know Indian Larry's wife, Bambi. And
So a lot of
back in the
people,
days,
a lot of people might respect seeing you on like a podcast. Then
well, yeah, I did.
we might get a lot of newbies coming in, right?
Iron Horse, Outlaw Biker. I did all the custom painting.
There we go. There we go. We're gonna get some of the stuff up here on the screen too in a little bit. Ray's gonna hook it up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool when I went to the Philadelphia Tattoo Convention.
So let's go back. Let's go back. How did you start getting into all this? Like, what? Someday, you popped out of high school, or
It's
before
high school.
Oh, okay. So start us where it all started.
I have no idea, but at 8 years old, I told my mother to find me an art school,
Okay.
and she did. So I went to art classes in oils with Mr. Stein out of his backyard. He was a retired art teacher.
And that's where here in Florida,
No, this was up in Jersey.
Jersey. Okay, that's where you're
I'm
from.
a Jersey girl. You can still, it's still.
Yeah,
in my
yeah. I got the
genes.
accent. I hear the accent a little bit. So I'm from Chicago too. So I
Okay,
got
it's still in your
yeah, a
genes.
little bit.
So yeah, the blessing was I've had me go to art school, and then I got into arts and crafts and needlepoint Bargello. I was designing. I was a hooker, latch hook rugs, that is,
Wow.
and designed them and got into doing denim jackets and bands. I did Jody Mitchell on the side of a van with lacquer paint when I was 19. Plus
Jesus.
the guy's denim jacket. So the biker world was best denim, and even in high school I was making money just painting.
That's incredible.
And I did my 69 Cutlass Supreme with the David Mann chopper scene on the trunk with lacquer paint out of the cans. I was 19. And then I'd advertise on the back window of my car. Then I worked up at Mike at Underground Cycle in Sloatsburg, New York, painting motorcycles. And then I did the bike show upstate New York. I'm not sure where it was.
And throughout all this, you're winning like awards and stuff like
They
that.
didn't have that back then. You
So,
know?
but you were recognized. You were known.
This is before the magazines.
Right.
So I was doing it before the magazines, and then I got tattooed at 17,
Okay.
which was rare. I was the only girl in high school with
That's when I got tattooed. 17.
It was $10.
$10. I wish it was $10.
My grandfather, I found out later, was heavily tattooed. But I
Okay.
didn't find that out until after I hooked up with Tattoo Danny at the bike show.
Wow.
And he goes, you want to learn to tattoo? And I'm like, hell yeah. So 1978, I hooked up with Tattoo Danny. We got married. My son's a tattoo artist. He grew up in the world of tattooing. He even tattooed his father when he was 13. It was in the newspaper.
Love that. See, for me and my family, I got to be honest. Everybody's got bare skin. Me and my cousin Monica, we're the starters of the arm
Okay, good.
sleeves. My mom fucking hates it, but I love it when she sees it. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah,
Well, back in my day, it wasn't acceptable. So I got it where you couldn't see it.
yeah.
So
My family's a little more, business cutthroat, but my generation, I feel like it's so common and it's actually more respected with it. I feel like you
Yeah.
earn your tattoos.
well, today
These
it's
people
totally
going to
different.
sleep getting tattoos, those motherfuckers are pussies.
Oh, it was
We need to get them
different.
out of here.
It was
Zip them
different.
up and get them out of
That's
here.
It was different. You could only pick what was on the wall.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes,
So you
after-
can't come in with custom shit.
No, there was no custom stuff.
Wow.
Back then. It was acetate stencils, primary colors, and you picked up what was on the wall.
Wow.
Not like today with the computers and
Yeah.
the artwork.
A little bit easier.
It
The
was
stencils.
all freehand. Even when I did painting, it was all freehand.
Yep.
It's before airbrushing. And then I got into airbrushing, but with lacquer paint out of the cans, because I worked in an auto body shop.
And
That's
how'd you
how I
like that?
started. Yeah, well, that's how I got started at 16. So, yeah, I was introduced to the biker world.
So back in the day, you're probably like every guy's looking at you, trying to scoop you up.
They were-
Ladyfish, ladyfish.
They were scared of me.
They were.
Oh, yeah. They were.
So you were like almost an OG.
Well, I always look younger than my age, but then they didn't know how to take me. And then in the tattoo world,
Right.
they didn't know how to, because I had more tattoos than the guys. So they couldn't put me on any covers
Right.
of the magazines.
They didn't know what
because
personality you were.
I would intimidate them. So Danny would get on the covers with other girls, but I always got centerfolds.
Wow.
So I was
You still have those centerfolds?
Oh, yeah.
Are they they're the good ones? I take it. Like the
Yeah,
guys are putting them on the ceiling, or
I was a lot younger.
It's all right. It's
Oh, yeah,
cool
I
to
was-
tell the story
I was
though.
known.
You know.
Because there wasn't girls having tattoos like
Right.
me.
Right. So it was a newer look. So everybody's trying to copy it, but also look as good doing it. I
And
guess.
then I was painting the motorcycles, and Danny was building them. So between the bikes, me painting them,
And the
tattoos, he was tattooed.
Right.
So
Interesting.
yeah,
Now you see what girl. I got to be honest. My favorite girls have tattoos.
yeah.
If you don't have a tattoo, I'm like, you know. But the tattoo, the spine, the arm. I love the arm
There
sleeves on
used
a
to be
girl.
tramp stamps, and you know.
Nah, I'm
you
not
had
too big
different
on the tramp stamps
well,
anymore.
That was on the lower back.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I was like, oh, look at that, you know.
The tramp stamps don't really get me, but the arms and the back, yeah.
But they used to get them where you could cover them. Like even with me, I have an Oriental bodysuit, but I could wear clothes to cover everything.
Yeah.
So I could wear a different hat.
And you're tattooed from chest down to
I
right
have
under the
a
knees.
full bodysuit. And then I added later
Yeah.
with the lacing and
How
stuff.
come you didn't continue down to the wrist or maybe the hands?
That's
You
me.
like to roll up your
I'm
sleeves
not
and be
into the necks. I'm not into, you know.
the face. None of the,
Now my face is all tattooed with permanent makeup.
really?
So back in the day,
And that's something that you do, right?
back in the day, it was a tattooer's law. You don't tattoo hands, face, or feet.
Now some of
I
them are doing
opened
it.
up and did permanent makeup, and nobody knew what I was talking about. It was new. Now Cleopatra had permanent makeup, but that was back in that day. When I started doing the permanent makeup, it's tattooing, so it was like, oh. My clientele being in Florida is over 70, 80, 90-year-old women.
Really?
This is Florida. Nobody does what I do because I do elderly people.
What the
And then
fuck?
I
This
go
is
to-
interesting shit.
I went to the tattoo convention, and the guys wouldn't talk to me. They were mad because there was a tattooer's law, and I opened up Always Perfect Permanent Makeup. I'm the first.
So
Of course
you
they
were
would-
like, you know what? Fuck
So
you
they were-
guys. I'm
well,
going
they were
home.
mad at me. So I'm like, okay, be that way. I'm making money.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm dealing with the
If
women.
you didn't open it, somebody else was, you know?
No, nobody knows what I know
Wow.
because of my background.
So you're telling me your
My
eyeliner, everything is
eyeliner,
tattoo?
I did myself.
So you don't have to wash. I mean, you can wash your face; it's still there.
I leave no marks where I've been,
Wow.
so I don't leave any.
She
marks.
leaves no marks where she's no DNA here. You know?
That's not
You
my
hear
color
this?
lipstick. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
No, I've always done myself. My
So
face.
tell the people a little bit about your business, how they can contact you if they want, because we're gonna put this out there, obviously, 'cause nobody knows about it, but now more people will. You see what I'm saying? So
I love what I do even more so now because when the COVID hit, I wasn't allowed to work for 3 months. I
right,
wasn't allowed to work.
because nobody wanted to make contact.
They made it I couldn't work. That was the government, you know.
You couldn't work, but
I wasn't
you know.
allowed to.
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened behind closed doors happened behind.
Well, it was scary because I've had open heart surgery, so
oh
I
yeah,
couldn't take.
yeah.
any
I was
chance.
diabetic, but you know
Right.
what? I went out there still like a
No,
warrior.
I didn't. I started making masks, and then I put aluminum foil in them because nothing could go through that
Right.
material, being washed.
Yeah.
So when I got back to work, it made me even love more what I do now than ever because it was taken away
Yeah,
from
and
me.
you felt like how it was not to do it.
That's right, and I didn't like it.
So how long have you been doing it?
I started in tattooing 47 years ago. 1979, we had the tattoo parlor in Fort Pierce. I'm the first female.
What a
Fort
year.
Pierce. Yeah.
79, right?
I went into labor with my son here. He's a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I always said if I can grow up, I would like to grow up in the 70s.
Oh, it's
like
great.
as my teenage years,
Yes.
you know.
Well,
I'd be
even
born in the
with me,
60s and have the fun in the 70s.
I grew up in the bestest time.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But
That's
I
when
s-
you can buy like real land.
Ugh.
Like now in our generation, we can't go to Chicago and New York and buy these fucking pieces of property that are worth billions of dollars now. That there was nothing there. They just bought it on
but
the
I
pennies.
wish I knew it back then. But
Yeah,
we couldn't
ex-
afford it. Like the rent on US was $150 a month.
Well, $150 was a lot different back to the
That's
currency
right.
now.
We couldn't even afford a telephone back then.
Wow.
We had a
Wow.
business with no phone. We didn't have a cell phone. We didn't have a landline.
Yeah, rent for
Had to use a payphone.
Jesus.
Yes.
Yeah, because there wasn't even the brick phones yet.
No, payphone.
You know,
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So 47 years, and your average clientele is in the ages from 70 to 90.
Yeah. 96.
Getting tattooed with a tattoo gun.
And they don't have any tattoos. So I'm doing, and back in the day when I was on Prima Vista in Port St. Lucie, people come by, ask, but then oh, it's a tattoo, so they don't want to do it. But then they would hide their car in the back of the building and not tell anybody they were getting it done until after they had it done, and everybody says, wow, you look really good, you know. So I had to get it where it got acceptable, just like at the tattoo convention. The following year, the guys are coming up to me and say, well, we tried to do it, but we can't seem to do it. Can we come up and watch you work? I go, no. They go, well, why? I said, because you're men. You can't do what I do. You can't go where I go. It's different than doing a body tattoo.
Yeah, I
the
can
face
imagine.
is different. You're doing cosmetic. You are doing where they have Botox, facelifts, and elderly women. Back in the 70s, I got a couple on the cover of Outlaw Biker Tattoo because people over 70 never got tattooed. So I got Lillian and Neil Martin on the cover because I got two little matching red hearts.
Wow.
That's when I was like, I'm in Florida. Older people. How do you tattoo? Like microblading, you can't be cutting their skin. I've learned how to master it for years doing
Right.
elderly people, and I even tattoo their lips.
That's crazy. So, like, while you were telling that story, I had a crazy thought, and people might look up to you like a role model from back then. Like, you know how our generation, we're like, oh my God, you remember Pam Anderson
Yeah.
on Baywatch? She was
Uh-huh.
getting fucked on the ships and whatever. People might look at you like they looked at her. You know what I mean? Like with all the
Well, I paved
Center
the way. I
folds.
paved the way for other people, especially girls,
Yeah.
to do what I'm doing.
yeah. But do you think there are people that are out there that are like, you remember Lady Fish?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
And I can't, I love it. If you see a tank and it just says fish in just small little letters, that's me.
Really?
Yeah. Now to be in the museum in New York is freaking awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. So you went out there and
I went up there and got filmed with Ted.
oh, I should have asked for a pitch. We'll
It's
ask for
on
a
my
picture
website.
after.
It's on my website.
Oh yeah, Ray, can you
I'm-
pull up the website for us?
And I'm in neon lights.
Let's
Ted had
see
me
it.
design a fish with lips and eyebrows, and it says Lady Fish, and I'm over there by Indian Larry.
Let's see it.
Yeah. I look like I'm in a wheelchair because the front end of the bike is behind me.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
That's me and Ted. Ted, I used to hang out with his dad when I was 17. I know Ted since I'm 17.
And now who's Ted again?
He's the Motorcyclopedia Museum in New York.
Really?
And then he had the Harley, distributor.
He
and
looks
stuff.
like he's had a couple wild days.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. Ted's,
the eyes are getting me.
Yeah. I've known Ted a long time. He's an amazing man.
So you get into the museum, and what was your reaction to it? Were you just pretty stoked about it?
Yeah, because I know Ted. I knew his father.
Yeah.
And he's the one that did the India bikes. Ted was into the Harleys.
Okay. So it's kind of like a split family. One way and the other one
you're talking
another.
in the 70s.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those Indian bikes are nice as
Oh,
well.
for the freaking
My
awesome.
whole family, as you know, they all have
Yeah,
Harleys,
yeah.
but that's cool.
Yep.
That's cool. So how can people contact you to get do you do younger people too? I can only imagine people in their 20s or 30s nowadays would love this shit.
I do people where I've.
You know how much money? You know how much money you would save
Oh, it's
from makeup?
Yeah, it's like my granddaughter's 16. It costs more money to buy makeup. Because this
Absolutely.
lasts for years. It's like Nicole, I did her years
I feel like
ago.
I can market you out
Yeah.
and just maybe quadruple your revenue.
the thing-
We might
yeah.
have to talk about it all with me and Ray. We'll do some
that's
things
one of
for
my
you.
paint jobs, yeah. But
That's amazing. I love that.
But
You know
my-
what that looks like? Like a what's that one brand that was big back in like the Ed Hardy. Looks like an Ed Hardy t-shirt. Oh my god, you nailed it. Yep, he saw it. He saw it.
I've done all sorts.
What else we got, Ray?
Yeah, there's some of 'em. I did Denim Jack. That was my garage door.
We'll have to edit this
Yeah.
before we launch it and maybe throw some of these pictures in the video.
That's a rail I did. That's of Shameless. And that's an Eagles album.
Of Shameless, the TV show?
No, but that's an.
Oh.
That bike made the magazine 4 times. That was X-rated.
That's some pretty good art.
Yeah, that's X-rated. That's a mural I did on a canvas.
That's nice.
That's nice. But I do the medical tattooing too. So I do the areolas and put it into the medical field. I even have an MPI number for medical tattooing. Like
I didn't even know
doctor.
there was medical tattooing.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
Well, the insurance pays for it.
Oh, you're like
When it's
talking for
cancer
scars and stuff?
Cancer patients.
Really?
Yeah, I have people that come in that have lost their eyebrows due to chemo, and I think insurance should pay for it, but they don't.
Wow.
But I do a lot of cancer.
You know, my
patients.
mom had breast cancer. She got through it, thank God, but she got free tits out of it
Well,
after.
that's what. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I do the areolas.
I
but
thought that was
used-
pretty cool.
I used to paint a lot of women on the motorcycle. I like doing Viking women and stuff. So
That's pretty cool. This
Does
is
it-
interesting. This is interesting. I do have some questions. I actually I don't ever write down questions,
Okay.
but I maybe even went through them all. But let me just double check. Yep.
And then I'm in the little pink house on Midway Road. It's 116 years old. I restored it.
Oh, you're in the estates.
On Midway Road.
Yeah. I lived in there for 13
Not
years.
in the estates, but
I don't live in there
Midway.
anymore.
Midway Road.
Oh, okay, Midway. Yeah.
116 years old, the house is. I painted it 3 shades of pink.
Really?
Yes, and I restored it.
I'm trying to think if I remember this house on Midway.
Across the street,
Yeah.
White City Mercantile across the
Okay,
street.
yeah.
Nelson's is down the
Yep.
road.
Yep. I know exactly where
I
it's
dealt
at
with the
now.
road construction in Fort Pierce, Florida. They put-
Fort Pierce. I like how you say it
Yeah.
like. Welcome to Fort Pierce, Florida.
They put me through a lot to get my business open, and I said the best revenge is be happy, successful, and paint your house.
So
3
that's
shades of
where
pink.
the office is.
That's my shop.
Oh, okay. Yep. I know exactly where that's at.
I have a face on the
Is
house.
the what was that called back in the day? It was like the cottage or whatever, where they had all the dolls and everything.
Yeah,
in
down the street.
Yes, they sold that to like a massage parlor, right?
No, that's empty now, so they're just gonna.
Oh,
do
that's a
something.
nice little shop. Right?
Yeah.
You should move right there.
No, I'm good in where I'm at.
Well, yeah.
I
at
am
this
like
point.
Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz because
Good,
I'm on
yeah.
stilts.
I love that. Well, while you're tattooing, you should wear the red slippers.
I was
you know?
Dorothy at 19. I have a picture in the shop. I look just like Dorothy.
Oh God! Well, if you look just like Dorothy,
Yes.
you were getting it.
Yes.
But definitely.
And I was painting Harleys.
Wow. That's badass. So let me ask you, craziest thing that's ever happened to you?
What?
I mean, you can say whatever it is.
I really don't know. I don't
You
know.
don't have like that one crazy moment, or maybe a couple. There's one thing that just popped in your head. What was it? Yeah.
I really can't say.
Were you involved, Frenchie?
Imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I've been
Wild.
in tattooing 47 years.
Oh,
Been all the conventions,
Okay.
one shows. They had me on the news as one of the 10 top tattooed women in the world. That was in Port St. Lucie. We aired when we had the tattoo parlor, the
Yeah.
first and only one in Port St. Lucie.
Okay, so what is the business called?
Always perfect, permanent makeup. And I'm a woman, I'm always right.
Permanent.
Alwaysperfect.com. You can pull me up.
Alwaysperfect.com. I said all perfect.
Oh,
Hang on.
always perfect.
Always perfect.
Okay, look.
Permanent. Yeah. Okay, I it shows. Okay, so always perfect permanent makeup right there in White City, aka Fort Pierce,
Pierce.
Florida. You can go visit her to get an estimate.
Well, the thing is, I do a free consultation.
Free
All-
consultation, okay.
My other thing that I do, nobody else does, I do all different nationalities. I do all different skin types. I do all different ages. I've done girls at 16 for the fact there's a medical issue.
Right.
Okay. I've had girls that got kicked in with a horse. I repair lips without having injections. I do it with color. So I can take somebody with no lips and create a lip.
Really?
Yes, I do what nobody else does because they mostly do fillers and they'll just do
Yeah,
like
yeah. Trust me, I paid for all that shit.
I take
Last 6 months, you got to go back, do it again.
Nope, not with me. When I do it, I take people with no lips and I create a lip.
Wow.
And as people age over the years, they'll come back. Like I've done them in 1999. They were 64. Now they're 86. You know, I've watched people, and I've always kept records of everybody. I have everything documented. So
Wow.
as their lips shrink, I can expand them. As their brows fall, I can keep lifting them. If they're like a redhead, now she's salt and pepper. I can change the color.
That's incredible.
I have
I feel
everything
like you're just
documented.
creating robots back
I
there.
freaking love it. And I knock off 15 years off of people's looks by just doing permanent makeup without surgery.
And now, so is this a normal tattoo gun? You don't have to expose it if
I
I'm
use
giving
it
out the
kind of
recipe.
different. They are the silent ones, but I like you hearing it when I'm in your face.
Yeah, how's the pain level on that?
I use a topical.
Okay.
And I'm talking. I don't shut
So you
up.
don't have to be penetrated first before the topical will take effect?
Back in the day when I was tattooing, we had no topical. And then topical, when it came out, you had to have a prescription.
Right.
So tattooing was done. That's why people would drink because there was no topical. So I started doing cosmetic
So you-
tattooing. There was no topical.
Are you talking about the numbing cream?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. So you have the ones
I
that
have
actually
the-
work.
Yes.
Because you go in some of these tattoo shops, like, oh yeah, this is gonna work, and
No,
I don't even. I
no.
still feel everything. I'm
Yeah.
like, what do you mean this is gonna
Yeah,
work?
yeah. And it's just the way I run things.
Yeah.
It's with my touch and stuff.
Yeah. No, I like
and that's
that.
why I work on myself because it keeps me where I remember things. And I
Love
don't
that.
do body tattoos anymore because I just want to focus on
What you're doing, yeah.
exactly. You spread
Because
yourself.
I'm sure, like your eye, this right here is
even
permanent
my
for you.
shadow.
So you have to probably stretch it like this because you're not doing it like while it's on
really
there.
hard while I'm wearing because I can't see because my hand's in the way.
Yeah.
And then left. It's tricky.
Oh my God, that
So-
one might not hurt.
So I remember years ago somebody said, "Oh, I did myself." I said, "You're a liar. If she's lying about that, what else is she lying about?"
Right.
Everything I say.
Have
I
you
can
done
prove it.
yourself?
I sure have.
Wow, I was gonna ask you that
Yeah.
like 10 minutes ago and I
Yep,
forgot until
yep.
now.
I don't have anybody to do me because I did it and nobody did what I was
They
doing.
couldn't figure it out.
They didn't know.
So people that get their eyebrows microbladed, how is that comparable to what
That's
you're doing?
temporary.
So it fades away.
Yes, it's a blade, so they're slicing you like a hair, and then they put the ink on top, and they're trying to put it into the skin.
Because they want you to return as a customer.
Like getting your pedicure, manicure, doing your eyelashes.
Wow. So
And
if
it's
people
fun-
knew that they could just do it one time with you
Over the
instead of
years.
doing it.
And mostly it's young girls that already have brow hair, so they're just adding some.
I hope that all
I-
these shorts I make for you just fucking go viral
I do
and you're
people
getting
know that.
calls all over the country.
I'm only one person.
Well, you could be booked out for 2
Yeah.
years, you know?
Well, that's it. I take people with no eyebrows.
I'll accept 10%. I'm
Okay.
just
We might trade out with something else. No.
whatever you want to do. I'm always open for a good time. Oh, I mean, that can go a lot of ways, you know? These guys, our audience here. Got a live audience here on Chaos on the Set. So,
I know none a long time.
yeah. So you have a son, Daniil.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in Port St. Lucie
they all
knows
know.
Daniil.
He's had shops and
So,
all.
I mean, I have work done by Daniil too. My brothers, my whole family.
My late ex-husband was Tattoo Danny, and
Yeah.
then Daniil, then me, I'm Fish. And then I found out years later after I hooked up with Danny, my grandfather was in tattooing. He was heavily tattooed.
Wow.
And that was rare back in the day. He died 12 years before I was born.
Oh, wow.
So I never met him.
Well, you know,
And then I got into it never knowing that. It's in my genes.
it's in your DNA. The ink just came
Yes.
out of.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
you
And
know,
my son and my
it transferred.
they look so much alike too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's a hell of an artist.
Yes.
Very known. He's still tattooing to this
Yes.
day. He's opening a new shop, I think.
No.
Frenchie
well,
said,
well,
or
yeah, he's doing.
Justin?
He's got a separate setup for people that he knows.
Yeah,
and
he
stuff.
does. Yeah, he does his
He's a-
personal. Yeah.
And then he builds hot rods, motorcycle, custom.
Yeah, we all
paints.
know that.
Oh, unbelievable! But he's like his mother.
Yeah. Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very interesting story.
Yeah.
How how many women a day or a year would you say you do this for?
Well, I was working on getting in the Guinness Book of World Records, and people go, "What for?" I said, "I've done the most women, and I've done them more than once."
And so they think you're probably fucking them.
I have it all documented, and my women will come back over the years.
So you're like a pimp.
As long as it's not ex-boyfriends. I don't want the ex-boyfriends.
Yeah. No, of course.
But no, I have it all done, but it's such a pain in the neck. They want me to
You
scan
have it
everything.
numbered to a
I
T?
have
How many you've...
No, because it will take me a month to count them. I did the woman Guinness Book of World Records with a 15-inch waist. She's the one that told me to get in, but then COVID hit. My cousin's in the Guinness Book of World Records for doing the DNA in like 7 days, 9 minutes or something. And then my son tattooed this guy, his name on his back. He's in it. And he even tattooed his hand jumping out of the plane.
Oh, my God.
But all their connections are no longer there. So it's harder to connect with them.
Yeah. I think, didn't some girl just break a record for most dudes fucked in like 24 hours?
Oh, gee.
That was like
Yeah.
this week, I think it happened. It was like 5,000 guys. 2,000 guys. Okay, 2,000 guys in 24 hours. Holy shit.
Well, I've done more women.
Huh? Bonnie Blue.
Bonnie Blue.
Bonnie Blue. Shouts out to Bonnie, you know?
Well, that's it. I have to find the right connection. With, you know.
Oh, my God.
But then I'm busy, you know. It's trying to find time.
Yeah.
And then they need to come by and count with me.
So, what are some things that you still want to accomplish as Lady Fish? There's got to be something out there for you, or do you feel like you've just hit the climax?
No, I ain't done yet, but I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
Right now, it's more getting out there. Like Ted says, Fish, nobody's ever done what you've done. And that's when it started making me think, yeah, between the motorcycles, the tattooing, you know, and being a female in a man's world, and all these guys from back in the day are all passed away, and I'm still here and I'm still doing it. Like I'm in the tattoo archives.
Yeah.
And they go, "You're still tattooing?" I said, "Yeah." You know, they can't believe it.
It's probably addicting for some people.
I love what I do. And most people get where they don't like it. I've also learned it's like a barber and stuff, how to take care of you first, and you got to learn to say no.
Right.
So I only do so many people a day.
Yeah.
I back down. So
You book yourself out, though. Smart.
yeah, I do it my way.
I love that. What's like a phone number they can call you at if you want to put that out there?
466 Brow.
466 Brow. She's got it all mapped out.
772.
She got the brow. How do you pay for the wording? I love that.
I've had it for years. But
Oh.
772-466 Brow.
772-466 Brow. BROW.
OW.
I love that.
And I do all different nationalities, all different ages, different skin tones. Back in the day, you know, you didn't get people of color.
Yeah.
I do their eyebrows. You can't get microbladed. It's not going to show. Plus, they can keloid. I don't do any of that. I do them.
And I got to say, it looks just like microblading. Because
Well,
your eyebrows are done, obviously.
The microblading, they got hair, and you can always tell the difference because what they do is so light. I do it where it blends in. Like the
Wow.
way your brows are, that's the way I would make them look. You got nice natural brows.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got nice brows.
Thank you. I
do
really work on
But
them.
I do men too. Men are my specialty. Because they go, "Do you do men too?" I said, "Yeah, men are my specialty." But I also take men and turn them into women. So I do that too.
Okay.
I've done them as a man. Now I do them as a woman.
Did you vote for Trump?
Did you snort?
Did you?
I don't
Oh,
get
my
into
God.
politics.
No? Okay, it's fair. It's
I
definitely
got to
fair.
watch that stuff because I'm in business.
I was kidding.
And that's okay.
I figured you did. Most people into Harley are voting that way, you know. I love it. It's a crazy story. I'm trying to wrap my head around some of it, honestly.
And
I'm
being
just
yeah.
envisioning your life. I'm just thinking
I get to
how
do my
crazy
art.
it might have been.
I
I like watch the Sons of Anarchy, and like
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
why
yeah.
I'm just like, all right, Lady Fish is definitely in
I
there.
was kind of different ball game because I was like, they treated me like I was little sister,
Okay.
you know. And they did. They took, you know, I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So.
And I just did what I wanted to do, and you know, I was always watched over. And then I hooked up with Tattoo Danny, and that was another world coming down to Florida.
Is he a famous tattoo artist?
Yeah.
Pull up tattoo Danny, Ray.
Well, he's passed away.
Well, we'll get some images of him. Let's see what he was. Let's see what he was looking like.
Yeah, I don't even know if they compare because he's passed away now since 16 years. So I don't even know if he's even on there.
Is this?
Well, that's it. You got so much old school tattooers.
Yeah.
They're gone.
There's probably so many tattoo Dannys.
Not really.
You say famous tattoo
well,
Danny.
the thing is, we were the only ones around.
What year was he? What era?
70s, 80s.
1970s.
The 70s, 80s. Paul Senior Orange County Choppers came to our house and got tattooed in the 80s when he started getting into biking.
Let's see. Why is this guy popping up all over the... That's like El Chapo, dude.
But if you pull up Iron Horse magazine or Outlaw Biker back in the 80s, maybe they have stuff like that on there. He was on covers and stuff. Iron Horse, Outlaw Biker. See, like you got Outlaw Biker. Okay, wait a minute. Let's see.
Here we go.
Okay, let's see if we see.
Oh, you're on the front cover of some of these?
They wouldn't put me on the covers. I was...
The centerfold.
Yeah.
That's even better.
I was always in the magazines. Danny was on the covers. Are you talking the 80s? Iron Horse, Outlaw Biker. See, we go way back.
Iron Horse.
The bike I painted was X-rated. Because it was a burlesque scene.
Nice. If you type in ladyfish on Google, what generates? Our ladyfish centerfold?
I don't know if they put anything there. Because it's so long ago. Are you talking?
You think they would have it? They have everything on Google, I feel like. No?
Look at that.
So, that's crazy, though. So, tattoo artist, mother, Museum Hall of Fame for Harley Davidson, centerfolds,
And doing
biker
medical-
action,
And tattooing women's faces.
and tattooing faces.
Yeah.
Turning dudes into trannies.
Yeah.
We might have a candidate for
I
it.
don't have too many of them. Mostly it's the women over 70 because they got shaky hands, medical issues.
Yeah.
You know, I do a lot of people with medical issues, so they got, they can't.
Oh,
do
I'm
their
sure
makeup.
that's the least of their
Crippling
surgeries.
arthritis and
Yeah.
but I can take a hair lip and give them a normal lip without surgery.
What about like burns, like burn marks?
I can
You've done those too?
Camouflage things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. You just find the color, match it with the skin, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
it's just being in the being in the business so long. Back in tattooing, we only had primary colors when I first started.
Right.
We even had to mix our own inks.
So
We had to
it's-
make our inks. We
wha-
had to make our own needles. Yeah.
Really?
We didn't wear gloves. And then I dealt with AIDS. So here I got the AIDS, and that changed everything in the tattoo world.
yeah, you got to be careful.
And then there was
New
COVID.
needles every time.
Well, yeah, back in the day it was different.
So
I
back in the
lifted
day, you
up-
could use the same needle on somebody
we,
else?
We would re-sterilize.
Yeah,
We'd
yeah,
sterilize it because we'd be making needles.
Oh, God, I don't know
But
if I
you'd
would do it then.
Yeah, it was so, and didn't wear gloves, and then made your own inks, but you only had primary. So me being an artist, I'd take color inks and I'd blend them and mix them.
To try to get what you could.
Yeah, and then when the cosmetic, you didn't have browns. So that was different again.
Right.
Because brown was rare.
Jesus. So you had to switch. You're obviously using blacks,
We
whites.
had to change. And I started with oils, went lacquer paint out of the cans, acrylic on denim jackets. Then I had an airbrush with the lacquer paint out of the cans. Yeah, so I've done all different.
Now, when you say denim jackets, you're talking like you were designing
I get a denim
jackets?
jacket and I do a Grateful Dead and there's pictures on the back, and I made money in high school.
Damn, that's pretty cool.
I do their colors
Like
on
custom
the back
artwork on the back of the
bikers wear
jacket.
vests. I've been painting the vests.
Well, we know if we started a biker gang, we'll have to put it together, I was in the works.
Yeah, I had Hogsville.
Yeah.
I had a bike shop in Goshen, New York. I was in the newspaper, and it was called Hogs Rule. That was my leather vest.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Hogs Rule. And that's down the street from the museum that I'm in there now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you done Pete's jacket by chance? No, he does his own Saul's.
Oh.
No.
Petey, I don't know if I ever did. I know Petey since he's 16.
Yeah. He's hilarious. I love that guy. Call him
Yeah.
Uncle Pete.
Yes, yes.
So
I don't think I did. I ever paint anything?
you should do one for him.
Oh,
That's all he wears.
I know.
That's all he wears.
Yeah.
He's the wannabe son of anarchy,
And his
you know.
I know. And his brothers.
Yeah.
He lived across the street from me when I was 16.
Really? At that same house on
No,
Pine
no,
Tree?
No, Port St. Lucie.
Oh, okay.
Neil was a baby.
Really?
We
That's
go
funny.
Way back.
With the twins?
Yep.
They say they're
Yeah,
triplets.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm like, Pete, you look nothing like him.
Yeah,
You're
yeah. No, they're great guys.
Yeah. Good
Okay.
family. That's crazy though. This so how long are you going to do this for? What's your goal? As long as you can?
I could retire, but I'm old enough to retire.
Yeah, yeah.
But I ain't done yet.
Well, I know you guys are pretty, you're pretty set.
Well, that's
Financially, you guys are a pretty wealthy family.
I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, I figured
I
you
just
could.
love what I do. And it's like, if I don't do that, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Ride my motorcycle. So I just want to ride
That
my
could,
motorcycle.
but how long are you going to ride for,
I
know?
don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
You got any questions?
I got the trike.
You got the trike?
Yeah, so
with
I
the little
got-
side cart?
No, I got a trike.
Oh, okay.
And then I got a temporary tattoo on the back of a fish, and it says "Ride with Makeup." And then my code is on that was a QR code. So if you take a picture of my ass,
Yeah.
you'll pull up my website.
You got to have a QR code
Yep.
nowadays.
Yep.
And that's her website that we were looking at,
Yeah.
Ray? Yeah. That's pretty cool that you post like your world on there.
Yeah, well, that's it. A little bit of everything, So,
I mean, do you
I wish I could find that tank. The one tank, I only got the one tank in my shop, but this stuff, I wish I could find it.
I'll tell you what, when I buy a Harley, which I was planning on doing.
That's a garage door I did. I did that bike. That's the one there. I'm all tattooed.
That's you?
That's me.
Holy smokes.
I'm full suited.
Yeah. Wow.
I split up with the guy, so the cop's chasing him, and I'm gone.
So
that's his garage
what year
door.
was this?
Oh, good question. It's probably 15 years ago. I don't know. I can't keep up. That's my self-portrait I did just to show people I'm an artist.
Yeah, okay.
I did that.
What else we got, Ray?
That one I did for Brewster Harley Davidson. Yeah, my mom and dad.
For Brewster?
Well, this was Brewster Harley Davidson. That's a denim jacket in '76 I did. That's a bit of a pickup truck.
Oh, so you could do
The whole
trucks
bed.
and everything.
I did everything.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
That's
I
the back bed.
might when I get my new truck, I
Oh,
might have
yeah.
her fucking do some work for me. Like my uncle's truck, where he had that one company do all that work on the front. It's starting to all fade off now.
Well, that's
but
like Daniil, what he does, and the paint they got out now. We never had that kind of paint,
yeah.
So it's like what he does is so badass.
Oh, Daniil's doing it too.
Oh, yeah. He
On the
does
vehicles?
Yeah.
I
He does,
see. I
he
like
does
that.
the fire flames. I did the old school flames. And he does the fire flames,
Yeah.
which is so awesome.
I like the girl warriors on
Yeah.
that looks badass.
Oh.
So you had another one. I heard you.
Oh, the picture of the pink house.
Oh, is it on your website?
Oh, it's on my business card. It's probably on my website.
Well, it's
Yeah,
on the website and then Google too. Let's see.
Yeah, or you pull up.
So you can
yeah,
go.
there it is.
Oh, you brought some of these. Okay, perfect.
Always perfect.
I like that. Is this the same person in these photos?
No, they're all
just all different eyebrows. Okay.
Yep, just like on the back of the card.
It looks
says-
just like microblading. This is actually like pretty
Well,
good.
microblading looks like because I was here first. Microblading only came out about 15 years ago. I've been
Yeah.
doing permanent makeup a lot longer.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a
But I
picture
can
of
make
this.
it look like permanent microblading. That's on my website too, where I can do it where it looks like the hair strokes.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a picture of this, and when I edit before I YouTube it, I'll put it in the corner like that, so you can see both sides of it. So that's
But
pretty cool.
You wake up with makeup. You can go swimming. You can sweat. You don't have to deal with your makeup every day. You're done.
And the website to check you out is www.alwaysperfect.com. I don't even know how you landed that website.
Yeah.
You bought that back in the day, huh?
Oh yeah.
That's because that would not be easy to get
My
these
father
days. I
always
guarantee
said-
you could probably sell just the domain right
I-
now for a
well,
lot.
My tattoo parlor was Skin Art Tattoo Boutique because turned it to the females. Even did the tattoo
Yeah.
parlor pink because only guys were getting tattooed back in the day. So then all of a sudden girls started getting tattooed when they split up with the guys. First place they're at is a tattoo parlor. So then wanted to get it where it was more catered to the women. So made it pink. Then my shop is pink so women feel comfortable coming to the shop.
Oh yeah. You got some video testimonials and everything in there.
I got stuff.
She's got the stuff.
I got this stuff.
I'm looking at some of these before, immediate afters, and after healing, and it.
Well, the thing is with microblading, they'll show you before and after. They don't show you after it's healed.
Right.
It's so light. So they only show you right after.
Because it looks darker
so-
and it's
yes,
popping out
yes,
more.
And then it's so light, so then they got to keep, come back. Which is fine if you got some hair. They're young girls.
Some of them, and you like to do it, like you let them pick how dark they want it,
Oh,
what
well,
color.
I kind of know. Everybody's different, so I get into that person.
Right.
There's different shapes. Like microblading, they only do one style. I do all sorts of styles because back in the day, older women were more into like the pencil eyebrow look. So you got different generations, different styles,
This is crazy.
and different nationalities.
Some of these lips that they're posting, I don't know if my
Yes,
camera can
yes.
like zoom in on
And
it.
then what
but-
I do is, I camouflage the lines.
Okay.
So I stick the lines into the lip.
Oh my God. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll put all the info in there, but this is
But
crazy.
they don't have to wear lipstick.
Yeah.
I have nothing on my face.
Now, on average, how much how much would it cost to do the lips on average?
Lip liner $5.99, full lip $7.99. But if you do a lip filler, it's $1,000 every like 10 months.
Yeah.
This lasts
You
for
nailed
years.
it. And on top of that,
You
when you
gotta
buy
keep those-
lipstick every month, it's like $20, $30
you.
a lipstick,
You know, I might have to go up with time, but I'm trying to keep it more affordable for
Yeah.
people. You
Now,
know.
do you when you do the lips, they set the color of it too, or they can put lipstick on if they still
If
want
they
it?
want to add more color, you can always put on lipstick.
Okay.
But I can get out of bed. The thing is, when you don't feel good, you get no sympathy. So with this, you still look good.
I feel like this is something Marilyn Monroe might have done
Uh,
if she knew about it.
yeah.
You know?
Well, Cleopatra had it.
Yeah, you said that. Okay.
You know, but Marilyn Monroe, it wasn't quite. See, and then tattooing wasn't acceptable, and then it was men. So men don't understand makeup.
Right.
So here I was in a man's world of tattooing, and then stepped out and focused on the females. And then you're dealing with elderly people. I had to learn about Botox, facelifts, stuff like that, and how the body ages. Just like with fillers. The fillers, the young girls are going to keep hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just gets worse and worse.
I can already foresee the future.
So you do.
What I do works, and I have it all documented.
So you're a little bit of like a free spirit too, huh?
Oh, I've always have been.
Yeah. I get the vibe.
Pioneer
I am
in-
too.
Pioneer in my industry. I'm a fish.
She's a fish. All right, so we have Ladyfish here, and you can find her at 1005 West Midway Road in White City / Fort Pierce, Florida, or go to alwaysperfect.com, just as it sounds, alwaysperfect.com, to get a free consultation from her, because this is very interesting.
Most people just call and make an appointment. What's great about the eyeliner, I haven't worn mascara in over 35 years. I don't have to.
And imagine how much you saved.
Oh, big time.
People are buying solar and electric cars.
Well, and then they turn around and keep doing the eyelashes every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They're going to have no eyelashes. Because as you age, you wind up with no eyelashes. And now even more so, I don't interfere with the eyelash.
I feel like
follicle.
my eyebrows don't go away. I feel like they get thicker by the year.
Yeah. Well, you're a man. It's different.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. What about for a bald guy up top?
I've done that too. I've done
You
heads.
have.
It's boring. But I've done it where they were taking hair from the back of the head and then they'd have a scar back there. I tattoo the heads in.
And like make it look like hair?
Yeah.
Really?
I've done things nobody's done, but it's
I'd like to see
boring.
the
I have
outcome.
pictures of. You should really need to come to my shop.
Yeah.
That way I do show and tell.
Oh,
And then I have paintings in there. I have a lot more in my shop.
okay.
Plus, I have one of the tanks.
I'm
in there,
afraid to
but
walk in. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I.
I have a pink alligator table.
Oh, do you? Everything's pink. It's even a pink house.
Yeah.
3 shades of pink.
And I was a gator wrestler.
You got a metal roof.
You know, I was an alligator wrestler.
You were out. Really? I got an alley. We got one for you.
I did it, but I ain't doing it anymore.
Okay. It's like 5 feet right now. They won't.
Yeah.
The city won't come get him until he's 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like let's get them all big so we can eat you.
Seriously.
That's
Yeah.
crazy that they have to be a certain
I have
length for them to come get them.
I have pictures in my shop of me on the alligator.
Really? Never got bit.
No.
Now how
I'm a Jersey
how do you
girl.
how do you get
I can't
involved in
I
that?
can't tell you until you come to the shop.
Oh Jesus! All right.
I'm going to be a wrestler. No.
Wow. In the shop or? Because I have to wear my gear,
I
you
think
know.
I got to be the first grandma wrestler. No.
Wow. I walk in, we get right into it.
Well,
I'm like, I
listen.
wasn't ready.
That's because my ass is tattooed.
Oh God. How did that feel?
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's like got that extra
I
girth.
get messed with when I have an artist work on
What do you
me.
get tattooed on your ass? I'm just
I
curious.
got 2 big, beautiful flowers. I used to have Ride to Live to
Okay,
Ride.
so like a sunflower on one cheek.
No,
and
the whole thing's solid.
Oh,
So if I
okay.
ever get cellulite, my petals will turn 3D. I
love
wanted
that.
to show Dr. Oz, but he never stopped by.
Right. I love it.
It's a best solution for cellulite.
Okay, get tattoos.
That's right.
You got cellulite? Let's
Yeah,
fucking
that's
tattoo
right.
it on. What do
you
we?
take a negative and make it a positive.
You know, a lot of people that have to give a C-section
That's right,
do
you
the
did.
tattoo
Thank
across
you.
the scar, which I
Thank
think is a
you.
good idea.
Thank you.
And it doesn't look
You
bad.
take a negative, make it a positive,
Yeah.
and that way
You get
don't-
flowers or something
That's
around.
right. I love the art of tattooing, and I always liked the Oriental because I didn't like just the piecework.
Yeah.
So I did the Oriental bodysuit. Then I added lace to it. I had lace added.
I've seen
to it.
some pretty good Oriental pieces.
Yes,
It's a
yes.
lot of work.
But my stuff is very older stuff.
Where would you say was the worst pain that you've had on a tattoo?
I won't do under my arms.
Under the arm, yeah.
But I do eyelids. I did my own.
And how did that feel? I'm just curious.
all in your
Is
mind.
it like hitting your eyeball the whole time?
No. It's all in your mind.
I wish that I can think that way because I sit for long
I
periods of
used to
time.
do yoga, so it's concentration. It's in your mind.
I feel like everybody's body can handle so much pain, and then
Men have
you're
a lower tolerance level. I get women in their 80s actually start snoring on my table. while
I
I'm working.
wish I could
They
just
fall
pass out.
asleep. They sure do.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would
They
just tell
do.
them, just keep going.
They do. They
You
fall
know?
asleep.
I would love that. That's hard to do. You try to. You try to.
But
But you just can't.
Men are different.
Yeah, I can last 4 hours until I start like getting a little crybaby,
You
going
can't
on.
help it. You don't have babies.
I do.
No, you didn't deliver them.
No, I
But
didn't.
men are different. That's why back in the day they would drink and then come in.
I don't like drinking. It makes you
Yeah,
bleed more.
well, it
and I
does.
don't like smoking
And-
either
and-
because you
yeah.
feel it more.
And you don't hold still. So then
I would rather go in sober as a goat.
That's right.
Yep. Honestly, they both don't do anything
So
for
what I
me.
would do, the guys would come in and I'd be talking to them, trying to get them while the Danny
That's
would
what I
say-
do like. Take
Yep.
my mind off of
That's
it.
right.
Tell me about what I'm doing this
That's
weekend.
right.
You know what I
Try to
mean?
Have a conversation while they're
Exactly.
getting drilled. Yeah.
Exactly. So that does help. I also like a stress ball in my hand so I can just squeeze it. But
Now everybody puts their phone. They got this on. They're not even socializing.
no,
Same.
I want you to play some music and let's just talk.
Yeah, I love talking.
Yeah. While you're fucking me up.
That's
let's,
right. Well,
No,
I'm
it-
and when I'm in people's faces, I wear my mask and I look like I'm a robot, but I'm
Yeah.
not. And then they're like,
Now, some people do have a soft hand.
yeah,
Like
it's my touch.
I got this done right here, and this is one of the ditch is one of the worst spots. Plus, right on the elbow.
Oh, yeah, there's there.
I didn't even feel it.
And even like the top of the foot, there's no meat there.
Haven't done the legs yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
You
will,
know,
but I am
different
interested.
Parts, and here and yeah.
Yeah, like on the shin bone.
You have no meat.
I also have this.
Yeah.
I've gotten this touched, and that. Oh my god.
I even have a zipper because I had open heart surgery.
Really?
And they were afraid that
So you created a zipper.
They didn't know if they could turn around and line up the tattoos. I said, "Don't worry about it. Whatever you can't do, I can fix it." He's saving my life.
Oh my god. Do you? Can we do that, Ray? Are we allowed to? we can't show
No, you're right.
everything.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
YouTube won't allow it. Justin was curious. I know he was.
I'm on a fish.
Yeah. That's insane. I do like that, but yeah, some people have a soft hand, which
It depends on the artist.
yeah.
And how they run the machine.
There's a guy I met, or he did this in just random. I had this open spot. I didn't know what to put there, and he came. I said, just be creative, and I'm gonna let you rock it, whatever it is. And he came up with the old $100 bill
Yeah, nice.
logo, which I actually fell in love with. And then he put a piece of the bill over here too, but I didn't feel any of it.
It's different with shading compared to lining.
Yeah, the shading is tough.
Yeah.
The shading's tough. I like the line work. I can go through that easily. Line work, I love. You can do line work on me all day, but when you start shading, I got like a 3-4 hour tolerance, and I'm starting to tell you like, hey, let's bust out
See,
the
now
cream.
he's getting ready for another tattoo.
No, I am. I took a little while after I did this, but now I'm ready to keep it going.
I want my granddaughter to start working on me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She's tattooing now?
No. She's
So
into
Daniil's
makeup.
daughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's in her
So Lady
blood.
Fish is maybe like an inspiration for her.
Well,
Plus dad, obviously.
well, yeah, her daddy.
Yeah, it's
everything's
a
her
3-generational thing now.
Her
So she's
dad.
been doing it on pigskin, or how's she been?
No, not yet. You know, she has in the past.
What are you gonna give her?
sure.
Your calves? Because
I'll
that's
say,
all you got
here's
open.
Yeah, so here's my leg.
Yeah, you have at it.
Go for it.
That's pretty cool.
You know?
That's pretty cool. You know, I think it's a real big responsibility. I've had a bad tattoo that I still need to get something
Yeah,
filled
gotta
in.
cover it up.
And I think as an artist, you really have to make sure that you're confident that you can touch a very professional arm to put something like that on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who does that?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, before you tattoo somebody,
Yeah.
make sure you know what the fuck you're doing.
The thing is, every artist is different. And that's what it's an art.
Yeah.
You know? But it's so different now.
But
'cause
people
the
do go in there
computers-
thinking they know what they think they know what they're
They're
doing, and their
doing, yeah.
their shit looks like, I mean, dog
Yeah.
shit. I'd almost rather have my friend just practice on me. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyways, pretty fucking cool story.
Yeah,
Pretty cool story.
I don't want to ever retire.
You might as
Okay.
well not. Just
I
keep
just-
going.
yeah.
I feel like you're living the lifestyle, the
Yeah,
rock star
that's it.
lifestyle, and you just
And
loved
then
every
I'll
bit
take
of
a
it.
vacation here and there, but
I think your whole life has
Yeah.
probably been a vacation, though.
I love that I've been self-employed my whole life.
Yeah, honestly.
Like I've had plastic surgeons want me to work in their office, but then they're going to tell me what to do.
Yeah,
And it's like, no, I like being independent.
do your own thing.
Yeah.
I agree. You know, I've been an entrepreneur
Mm-hmm.
now for the last almost 2 years, so it's
You like it.
you think about doing other things and you're like, yeah, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then you just want to think about what else you can do.
Well, that's it.
How
And
can
I-
you get to be better? What can you do more?
Well, that's
You know.
it. Right now it's going into museums.
Yeah. And actually, Ray here, he has his own podcast show called Cash Flow Insights, which is about every company. Business owners like yourself can come in, talk about how you manage the business.
Yeah.
What's the pros? What's the cons? What's the stress levels that you've had
so
as
different today. It was so much easier back in the
yeah,
day.
you probably got more
Oh.
regulations now.
Well, no, it's not just that. It's just technology. It's
Yeah.
just, ugh.
Yeah. People are a little bit weaker these days too,
Well,
huh?
dealing with the phone and solicitors. And,
Internet, technology.
so I'd rather just be comfortable with what I'm doing. I love that you guys did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. This is our 8th episode. We have all types of people come on, characters, everything we can think of. We love it. So
Awesome. I'm number 8.
eight, the lucky 8. So I'm gonna make like small clips that we'll
Okay.
post out. But this is
Cool
Chaos
beans.
on the Set. We'll get you all the links too, so you can
Cool
see them,
beans. Okay.
and that way I can tag you in on
Okay,
it. But
tag me.
Lady Fish, Chaos on the Set, episode 8. Thank you for joining us.